Alright guys, Caesar here. I'm going to do a video on how I pack my backpacking gear. I got my backpack. I've got two separate piles of the gear that I plan on taking with me on an upcoming trip in a few weeks, so it was good timing for the subject of this video. Also, this is a collaboration video with some other YouTubers that I connected with here, backpacking YouTubers, so definitely check them out. I'll put a link in the description below to their channels and their their videos for their contribution to how they pack their backpacking gear. Alright, now before I get into packing the gear, I have it empty here, and I'm going to pack it right now so you see how I go about it. My advice is so you don't forget anything, and just to make sure everything is like stocked up and in the right place, make two different piles. You can also make a list, have like a piece of paper. I used to do that, but now because I'm pretty familiar with all my gear, I just remember and get everything together. One pile for small things, other pile for big things, like the stuff that goes in the main pack. Now there's a few things I'm going to leave out. Food, I didn't buy some of the food, that I'm going to bring, so, just imagine, you'll see the space that's on top for the food, because that goes last anyway. It goes on top of everything in the main pack, and my camera, and my anchor for my camera, which is my phone, my smartphone. Yeah, but I have a reminder for that. You'll see in a minute about that. So let's get down to it. This is like the third time now I've done this with my phone dying on me, so don't you die on me, you stupid phone. I'll do the small stuff first. Alright, so I have in my pack, oh yeah, and I guess I should mention too, what I have strapped onto it is, you have a sit pad, foam sit pad, and then two plastic bottles for water. Then in the main pouch out here is stuff I'm not really going to need, so I have my first aid kit. Usually goes in first, so I make sure, that's a very important thing. You don't want to forget that in case something happens. A rope for hanging up food and a million other things. The ditty bag that the stuff I'm not really going to need while I'm hiking, kind of odds and ends. And then I have, this is my reminder I mentioned earlier, for my anchor battery pack to take with. So that can fit inside the bag in case it gets wet. I doubt it though, I'm being optimistic. I'm hoping that it will be nice and cold and frosty out there. I'm hoping for temperatures that are around -5 to like -10. We'll see though, we'll see. So that goes in there. Just a simple knife, Mora. I will put that there, and then when I hit the trail, that'll go onto my shoulder strap. In this little stuff sack, I have my guidelines and my cordage and my clips for my tarp, which you'll see in a minute. Well, you'll see in a stuff sack, that is. My cook kit, it's winter time, so I like to have a warm meal. That goes out here. Over here I have my ground cover in a Ziploc baggie because it gets kind of muddy at times, and then also what gets muddy is my gaiters. That goes in there. And two things that are easy to forget about, so make sure you have them, close at hand. Spoon and tent stakes. That goes there. And then spare socks in the Escape Light Bivy sack. And here's a good tip that I really like. If my socks get wet, I can switch the socks to dry socks and put the wet socks, wring them out, put them in here. Then while you're hiking, you can have it in your jacket, or you can have it in your sleeping bag at night to dry them out. Alright, I'm moving fast, I know, but like I said, I don't want my phone dying on me, right? So we have that, I'll zip it up or not. Then I have my satchel. In here, won't get into too much detail, I have a map, right? I have a bag with my gloves and my buff. Right, there's the map. And my ditty bag is stuff that I need like on the trail more, like with lip balm and compass and other odds and ends that I use more. So that's that. That's also where the phone will go for photography and for, lots of other uses, right? Now the main pack. Let's get down to it. Okay, so first on the bottom, I have my Escape Bivy Light, which will go over my down bag to keep it warmer and drier and loftier. I love this thing. This thing is great, and if it's not that cold, then I can just put it underneath my sleeping pad, no big deal. Alright, Zpacks 20-degree down bag in a silicone nylon stuff sack. It's a little bigger than it needs to be to preserve the loft, take good care of it. That goes next. That'll get compressed by everything else. There we go. Then I have my sleeping pad. Excuse me for getting, this is my pile on the floor here. I have my Neolite X-Therm. Like I said, if it gets cold, if it's not that cold, I'll switch this out for the X-Lite. That goes down there. On the bottom, I'm not going to need that. Here's my pillow / stuff sack with my sleep socks and my inflatable pillow. I'm not going to need that on the trail, so that goes next. Then, in here is my Mont Bell Big Down Puffy, which is in a silicone nylon stuff sack. That goes next. I might need that on the trail, like if I stop for lunch and it's especially cold, windy or whatever, I can put that on. But generally, I find I use that most at camp and to sleep in if it's like extra cold. And finally, I have my Monlore Designs poncho tarp. I just did a video on this, setting it up with a bivvy, but being optimistic, and I'm taking a net tent because if it snows, then if it's windy and snowy, you don't want that blowing all over you on top of the bivvy. A net tent, which is, in a weird way, it's good in the winter and summer. Obviously summer for the bugs, winter for snow, drifting, and blowing. That goes right on top. Look at that. Easy, right? Then, take your food, pile that on top. Look how much space is left. Plenty of space. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Having technical issues with my stupid phone. But I hope that this was interesting, or you learned something about packing gear, right? If you have questions, feel free to leave a question in the comment below. And like I said, check out the other videos, all right? Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll put a link to my blog in the description too. Take care.